Biafra, superstars, media.
My people, now how on a day? I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending from where you're listening to the sound of my voice. This is the Biafra Superstars Media. My people, I'm a bit sad making this video. I'm in a solemn state because the words from our good friend, our brother Mike Arnold, was a bit touchy. For some of you who have not seen what he said, before I read it, I want you to see this image here. It says, separate Biafra now, and there's a stop sign there. So, according to Mike Arnold, he's saying that we've been doing the same thing for far too long, and there has been no change. He said for 55 years, the Biafrans have been screaming for Biafra, and there has been no change, and that we are being selfish. Why do we want to leave the other tribes and leave when all we need to do is work together and face on the enemy? So before I start my analysis, or before I read this, this statement by Mike Arnold, I want to take one off the gate for him to understand something. That before the last 16 years where the terrorists, the Fulani terrorists, have been doing what they are doing or made their agenda open, that their intention is to Islamize Nigeria. Prior to the 16 years, we the Biafrans, like you said, we have been crying and clamoring for our freedom. But unfortunately, the other tribes in Nigeria, I repeat, all the other tribes in Nigeria, they colluded with the Nigerian government. They were in support of the Fulani government, telling them to come and kill us, to shut us down. They called our freedom fighters criminals. They called Nnamdi Kanu a charlatan, a salesman trying to sell snake oil. When Kanu said people were coming to take over the land, the enemies were coming, they are coming, they are coming. That was his gospel. Every other tribe in Nigeria said he was a liar, that nobody was coming. In fact, when Nigerian government sent in their military to go and kill Nnamdi Kanu in his home, in the process, more than 28 people lost their lives. Even Jack, the dog of Nnamdi Kanu, was killed because they assumed he turned into a dog. These same Nigerian people, everybody, the whole different tribes, they insisted that the Fulani government under Buhari goes back, sent his military back into the home of Nnamdi Kanu, take pictures, make videos of the lifeless body of Nnamdi Kanu, killed among the 28, and televise it to the whole Nigerians. That was a demand and instruction given by the people, all the tribes in Nigeria, against we the Biafrans. I tagged it the bully in the classroom because forever since we've been the ones asking to live peacefully before the time of the Fulani bandits and terrorists doing what they are doing. Before the other ones could see what was happening when it comes to the Islamization of Nigeria. We've been outspoken before now. So please don't come and say we are being selfish, we are being greedy. At a time when the Muslims are killing people in Nigeria, we the Biafrans now we want to leave. We are being selfish. That narrative is wrong because when to them Nigeria was peaceful, when to the other tribe, they loved the way things were. They loved the status quo in Nigeria. We were asking to be left alone and allowed us to leave from Nigeria. While the other tribes, those from Benue that you love now, they were part of those, in fact, who even killed us during the Biafran War. My grandfather was killed by soldiers from Benue, Okocha and the rest of them, all those other places. But we, the Biafrans, we are loving people, we are kind people. Today, we have forgiven the soldiers who came to kill 7 million of us from Benue, Plateau, and the rest of them. In fact, the military leader that led Nigeria towards the Biafran war, the one they call Yakubu Gowon, hails from Plateau State. Today, Plateau State is under siege. It's there in your Bible. It says the sins of the father will be met upon the son. But we are not holding that on them because we know. The same Bible said, he that have not sinned should cast the first stone. For that we have forgiven them and we have taken the high road. But today, this your message here, Congressman or Mike Arnold, is a sad one because you have made us to look like those who are selfish and greedy. At the time when there is terrorism in the land, at the time when our neighbors from the Yoruba side, from the Middle Belt, even from the north, are going through the Fulani, militias and all those things, lives being lost, Christian genocide. At a time like that, that's when we are asking to leave Nigeria, we the Biafrans. You are wrong with that analysis. So today, with all due respect, I will address your tweet and I hope you will see it in great light because I'm not here to, to castigate you whichever way. All I want to say is you are wrong based on your analysis. Because when the other tribes saw Nigeria as their safe haven, we the Biafrans, we warned them. We told them there was fire on the mountain. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu said, they are coming, they are coming, they are coming. The enemies were coming with Sharia and the rest of them. And the whole tribes, including those from Benue, the Middle Belt, they said nobody was coming. They called us criminals and liars. They joined the Nigerian government to humiliate, persecute, and kill us in our millions. So let us get the facts right before I start this analysis. Fellow Biafrans, let us read the tweet from Mike Arnold. Let's go there. He said, just stop. That was a very strong statement. To the Biafrans, just stop. 55 years of Biafra separate Biafra and nothing has changed. And if that's what you keep screaming, I don't believe anything will ever change. What he's saying here is that for the past 55 years, we the Biafrans have been screaming, Biafra, Biafra, separation, Biafra, Biafra. And he said that nothing has changed. And that if that's what we will keep on doing, or screaming, he does not believe that anything will change. Let's continue. I say this with absolute love, admiration, and alignment of purpose. You are the ones who need to change. So he said he's telling us this from a place of love, which I know he is a friend, a brother of the Biafrans. I hold him to a very high regard. He's somebody I really appreciate. I see him as a brother in the Lord. But he's saying here, he said, I say this with absolute love, admiration, and alignment of purpose. You are the ones that need to change. It is we the Biafrans that need to change, not Nigeria. It is we the Biafrans, our attitude, that needs to change, not Nigeria. Let's continue. A wise man once said, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. It's time for a new approach. I know the wise man once said, when you do things in a particular way and keep on getting the same results, if you keep on doing it, you are bound to get the same results. unless you make a change. As they say, change is constant. Let's continue with his analysis. Let's continue. Let's continue. He then said, let's see. Okay. He said here, the devil's strategy since the Garden of Eden has been divide and conquer. And you walk right into the trap every single time you scream, separate now. Because what you are really saying is, screw everyone else who is suffering under the same bloody contraption. Let them die. Just let us go. So according to the understanding of Mike Arnold, when we are asking or advocating for Biafra, when we are working towards implementing Biafra in Biafra land, what he says we are doing can be linked to what the devil did in the Garden of Eden, where he was able to tempt Adam and Eve with the concept known as divide and conquer. And he said that we have walked into the same trap every single time we scream, separate now. Well, first of all, when it comes to divide and conquer, to call a spade, it was Britain that came with that concept. They called it the seed of discord, where they told our parents from the East to fly down to the UK to learn what they call the public administration, civil service, and the rest of them. And they told those in the North to go and join the military because they were born to rule. They were born to rule. So what Britain did was to sow the seed of discord, the seed of divide and conquer. So with all due respect, don't put that on we the Biafrans, because we saw this from the onset. We saw the pogrom happen in 1966, killing of us by Nigeria. And we said, okay, enough of the killing. It is time for us to leave. It is clear you don't want us in Nigeria. It is time for us to leave. They went all the way to Aburi in Ghana, where they had the Aburi Accord, an agreement as gentlemen. They shook their hands. I'm speaking about our leader Ojukwu and the then ruler of Nigeria, which was the one they called Jack, Yakubu Gowon. They had a gentleman's agreement to live amicably, live in their region, control your region. But Britain came back and told the Nigerian government they should cancel all such agreement with the Biafrans, because the Biafrans don't have the right to enjoy such privileges. And that what they've done was technically secede Biafra from Nigeria, and that Nigeria must be won. So we've never been the one that came with the strategy of dividing and conquer. That's not what we do. Since day one, we've been telling everyone the issue in Nigeria, but no one wishes to listen. The same thing Ojukwu saw in 1966 that led to the Biafran War from 1967 to 1970. What he saw, the other Nigerians did not see it. They called him the aggressor. They called him the troublemaker, that he was the one causing problem in Nigeria. That Nigeria must remain one because Nigeria is peaceful. Nigeria is peaceful, they said. And they blame us for exposing the plans of the caliphate. Today, everything Ojukwu forewarned them in the 60s has come to pass. Today, Everything that our leader Nnamdi Kanu told them has come to pass. Today, all the information given to the Middle Belt, to the Yorubas, to the Christians in the North, to Nigeria, about what is to come, the plans, the agenda of the caliphate, as was said by our Prime Minister, Marcel Ekpa, everything has come to pass. But while we were saying all these things, every other region in Nigeria were calling us the problem. Because during that time, the Fulani Caliphate, they've not shown their hands. They were hiding, being the puppet master. They were hiding their hands. And it was okay for the other tribes to blame us. See us as the troublemakers. See us as the one creating issues in their so-called beautiful Nigeria. At the time when the other tribes succeeded in knocking us down, that was when the caliphate came up and showed their real agenda to Islamize Nigeria through Ruga and the introduction of Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP, and the Fulani militia. So today, what is happening in Benue, in the Middle Belt, if they've only listened to us for once, if they've only yielded to what we told them, by now they'll be prepared to protect themselves. But instead they said, no, the Igbos are the problem, the Biafrans are the troublemakers. We shall align with the North. In fact, we shall call ourselves the North. We are Northerners. And we shall join them to deal with those they call the Southeast. Those they call a dot in a circle. So it was never us that came with the division of Nigeria. We didn't come with the divide and conquer concept. We were open to everybody in that country. We told them our plans. We told them the reason why we have to leave Nigeria. Because the hatred for the Biafrans is real. But let's continue. I'll take it back one more time. He said, the devil's strategy since the Garden of Eden has been divide and conquer. And you walk right into that trap every single time you scream, separate now. Because what you are really saying is, screw everyone else who is suffering under the same bloody contraption. Let them die. Just let us go. So he's saying that we, the Biafrans, are saying, screw the Middle Belt, screw the Yorubas, screw the Christians in the North. Let them die. We don't care. All we want to do is go. With all due respect, that's a lie. That's a misrepresentation of what we stand for. Mike Arnold, I love you, so I will not go more than that. Let's continue. Let's continue. That is not righteous. It is not the path to success. It is rather a recipe for eternal failure, as the past 25 years have proven. Wow. See, he said what we are doing is not righteous because the assumption is we cause division in Nigeria. We use the divide and conquer concept in Nigeria. Somebody has told him that the Biafrans, what we do is a divide and conquer. I hope Mike Arnold understands this, that the Biafrans are not allowed to vote in Lagos. Lagos was once the capital of Nigeria. I hope he knows that the Yorubas in Lagos said the Biafrans cannot vote. So please don't put that blame on us. Don't put that tag on us. We're responsible for the so-called divide and conquer. Don't put that on us. I hope you know when something happens in Europe, when the prophet is insulted, When Muhammad is insulted in Europe, the businesses of the Biafrans in the north are destroyed. People are killed. Biafrans are killed in the north whenever a white man insults the prophet. Case in point, when it happened in Denmark some years ago, there was a pogrom in the north where Biafran Christians were killed. Businesses destroyed and burnt because a white man in Denmark, they said, made a mockery of their prophet. So please don't put that tag of division on us. They divide and conquer. Don't put that on us. That's not what we do. That's a lie and a perception that the other tribes have tried to put on us. We're in the problem. We are the problem solvers. We are the ones in the classroom that will tell them the truth. They say that the truth is very bitter, but every taste of it is sweet. We are the ones to tell them the truth about what is really happening in Nigeria, how things are. But they spin it around and they say, no, blame the Igbos. The Igbos are the problem. Let's continue. Lord have mercy. Let's continue. He said, here is the reality. People, groups across Nigeria are suffering the same evil. I'll take it back. Here's the reality. People, groups across Nigeria are suffering the same evil. Middle Belt farmers, Niger Delta communities, northern minorities, voices you have never once reached out to. Voices you have never once reached out to. Mike Arnold, who told you that? Since day one, we've been reaching out to these guys. We tell them the truth. They pretend like they are with us, but they go behind our back and they tell the Fulani Caliphate the plans and intentions of the Biafrans. Case in point, Nnamdi Kanu told everybody in Nigeria the Fulani tribes were coming. The Fulani militia, they are coming, they are coming, they are coming. That was his gospel for more than 3 years straight. The gospel of the enemies were coming. They will come in the guise of Ruga. They will come with their cows and AK-47. They are coming, they are coming, they are coming. They will come with the guys that they are coming with the Ruga for their cows to eat the grass in the land, in your community, in your villages, in your bushes. But at the end, they will create a fort for themselves, of which they will spring up the attack to your people, your community, and the rest will be history. You will find yourself in IDP camps or dead while they take over your communities. They are coming, they are coming, they are coming. Mike Arnold, mister, that was the gospel of Nnamdi Kanu. For more than 3 years, that was the theme of his gospel. So we reached out to every other tribe. We reached out to the Middle Belters. We reached out to those our brothers in the Delta. Even the Yorubas, we reached out to them. We told them the plans of the enemy. We told them what is to be, as is happening now in Nigeria. But their response was to collude with Nigerian government. They said nobody was coming. They called Nnamdi Kanu a problem child. And they told the Nigerian government nobody was coming. We even had an alliance with the one they call Asari Dokubo. He turned around and he blackmailed us. And before you knew it, they asked the Nigerian government to bring in their army, where we had the Python Dance 1, 2, and 3 in Biafra land, where the armies came to kill us. And when they believed they have, to an extent, compromised our security, that was when the Fulani cabal unleashed their terrorists. So if we are to pay them back, what they call an eye for an eye, today we would have been laughing those in the Middle Belt. and saying, aha, we told you so. The chicken has come home to roost. We could have been laughing those from Plateau State. That, aha, your brother, Yakubu Gowon, was the one that killed more than 7 million Biafrans. Today, the country he fought for are the ones killing his own people. Today, we could have told the Yorubas, what goes around comes around. It was your brother that came with the policy of the food blockade of the Biafrans, where more than 3 million children lost their lives. And today in Yoruba land, in Kwara, Oyo, Ogun, Oshun, terrorists are down there ravaging through the land of the Yorubas. But that's not who we are. We left those things aside and we are showing love to these people that mocked us and laughed at us. Because we are good people. We are children of God. We are children of the rising sun. We know who we are. We know we are not of Nigeria. Nigeria was a man-made contraption. Nigeria was a business, a company, the Royal Niger Company, owned by Britain. And when the business became too big, they made the Fulani terrorists and the cabals the CEO of their company. Hence, they told them they were born to rule. They were born to manage the company called Nigeria. Niger area. That was a name given by Flora Shaw when asked by Lugard to name that company. From the Royal Niger Company, you had the name Niger area, the area of the Niger. And when the Portuguese came, when they pronounced it, it was Nigeria, which means Niger area, Nigeria. Nigeria. That was how that was the tongue of the Portuguese. The real name of Nigeria is Niger area till this day. But the Portuguese were coming to do trade. And with the swagger, the tradition started nice. Nigeria. Then over time, Niger area became one word. Nigeria. Which is now you call Nigeria. Nigeria means nothing in our language. It means nothing in the Yoruba, the Hausa, the Igbo, or whatever. It means, it is, in fact, it's an alien word to us. We don't know the meaning of Nigeria till this day. So please don't put that on us. We weren't the ones that came with that issue in Nigeria. We were the ones that told them. We reached out to every tribe, but over and over they keep on betraying us. They go behind our back and they tell the Fulani government the intentions of the Biafrans. And before you know it, the military will be sent forward to the land of Biafra with the code name Python Dance 1, Python Dance 2, Python Dance 3, where people were killed like chicken in Biafra land. Let's continue. Let's take it back. Let's take it back. Let's take it back. He said here, the reality, here's the reality. People, groups across Nigeria are suffering the same evil. Middle Belt farmers, Niger Delta communities, Northern minorities, voices you have never once reached out to. Wow, that's a lie. People who would stand with you. Wow, that's a lie. Who will stand together against this regime? If you would just stand with them first. Again, Mike Arnold, that's a lie. I'm not calling you a liar. I believe perhaps you are not privy to the information. So I'm saying go back and do your research. Go back and ask some questions. Go back and tell them who was those that have always stood for them. even with the Christian genocide, despite we are asking for our freedom, we are still here speaking, advocating for those going through the Christian genocide in the Middle Belt. Despite it's happening all across Nigeria. The genocide of Christians is happening all across Nigeria. But America chose to focus on the Middle Belt. But no problem, we are our brass keeper. We shall keep on speaking for you guys to keep on supporting them to end the Christian genocide. But we are telling you, if you are not sure, or if you need some more information, some more proof about the Christian genocide happening in Nigeria, then why don't you take a look at the land of Biafra? Come and see what is happening in the land of Biafra, where Christians are killed like chicken, where we are being killed in our millions. Or are you saying the Christians from the Middle Belt are holier than the Christians in the land of Biafra? Why won't your fact-finding team come down to the land of Biafra and see what Nigerian satanic Islamic government is doing? It's all the same. Tomato or tomatoes, it's all the same. They know we are strong. We're ready to fight to defend our land. When their terrorists come to our land, they meet their Waterloo in Biafra land. So the tactics now of the Nigerian government is to send in their military to Biafra land, while the terrorists are sent to the Middle Belt, the Yoruba land, to ravish and destroy people living in those areas. But they know all the terrorists they brought to Biafra land, they met their end in the land of Biafra land. Hence, they came around and said, oh, blame the Biafrans, we are terrorists. They blame our freedom fighters. They blame our voluntary soldiers who are the borders of Biafra land, the boundaries of Biafra land, protecting our land. To Nigerian government, because we are defending our land, they've called us terrorists. But to the other cowards in the other tribes who are crying and begging on Jesus to come and save them, they called on USA to save them. To the other tribes, they're sending their Fulani militia to do the killings for them. They know they cannot penetrate the land of Biafra, because we know the devil when we see one. We know we're at war with Nigeria. We know we're at war with the Fulani Caliphate. So what they are doing in disguise is sending in their military to destroy and compromise the land of Biafra. And if they can succeed, they will now bring in their terrorists, because when they brought in their terrorists, they met their end in the land of Biafra. So what you see happening in the Middle Belt, their intention was for it to start happening in the land of Biafra. But we were ready, because we told the whole Nigerians the enemies were coming. So we were prepared and we were ready. Respect to our leaders, Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. We made sure we had our men on ground, voluntary forces to protect the land of Biafra. We ain't cowards and we ain't scared of Nigeria. Our only problem is the other tribes. I said it, yes. The other tribes, they work with the Fulani terrorists against we, the Biafrans. So that's been our problem. That's been the problem of we, the Biafrans. We have told them the enemies are coming. We have shown them who the enemies are, but they keep on working with the enemies. So when it comes to those that come with the concept of to divide and conquer, that's far from us. No, that's far from us. We have always been those telling them, come to us, come and work with us. Let us solve this problem. But they said no. They don't believe us. They want to make friends with the caliphate. They want to wine and dine with the devil. And today, the chicken has come home to roost. That thing that we want them off is now on their doorstep. And I would say they are very, very lucky that they've got the USA to come to their aid. They are very, very lucky. In our own case, we'll be fighting a good fight, and we shall not retreat nor surrender until we implement Biafra in Biafra land. That's the goal, and that's the plan. Whether you like, you support us or not, we know what is good for us. We ain't slaves, we ain't beggars. We ain't begging nobody to help us. But if you know what is right, you do what is right. But we shall keep on fighting the good fight to protect our land, Biafra. We ain't begging nobody. Let the cowards keep on calling on Jesus. Let the cowards keep on begging the Nigerian government to send them their military to stop the terrorists. A coward will die 1,000 times. The chicken has come home to roost, but we are saying no. Let bygone be bygone. All we are saying is, come, let us work together and free ourselves. Let's take it back to the way it was before the coming of Britain. We were living in our regions before the coming of Britain. Why don't you want to go back, revert back to the way it was before the coming of Britain? That's all we are saying. We have lifted up the skirt of the enemy. We have exposed the nakedness of the enemy. But somehow these other tribes still believe somehow there is a way they can walk hand in hand with their enemy. Yeah, they want to make friends with the devil. They want to make friends with the devil. At a time where all across the whole world now, people are fighting against Sharia in their countries. But in Nigeria, Sharia is waxing strong. Sharia is now all across Nigeria, apart from the land of Biafra. Let that sink in. I hope I'm making sense. Let's continue, my people. Let's continue. He said, let's take it back. He said, here is the reality. People, groups across Nigeria are suffering the same evil. Middle Belt farmers, Niger Delta communities, northern minorities, voices you have never once reached out to, people who should stand with you, who would stand together against this regime. If you would just stand with them first. I can't believe this. Tell them we've been standing. Since 1966, we the Biafrans, we have been standing. Mike Arnold, tell them we have been standing and waiting for them to do what is right, for them to open their eyes and come and join us. We have been standing and waiting. No, they have chosen to wine and dine with the enemy for far too long. They have chosen to wine and dine with the bully in the classroom, with the assumption that if they chill around with the bully, somehow they are safe. But that young boy, that whipping boy, that boy they whip in the class, that young boy they laugh at in the class every day, that the bully keep on picking on, they believe all they have to do is to align themselves with the bully and somehow they are safe. But what they don't understand is the day that young boy has no food to offer, the bully with ease will go through their bags, go through their plates, and eat the best that they have with them. So what you see happening to today in the Middle Belt, to call a spade, they've been around with their eyes closed for far too long. They've allowed the caliphate to woo them over. Even the Yoruba said, oh, they have a special relationship with the North that can never be broken. The one they call FFK, Femi Fani Kayode, said the Yorubas and the North have a special relationship that can never be broken. Not by man, not by God. With the assumption that yes, they can work together for 100 years and keep on ruling Nigeria. To them, they saw the activities of the Fulani as politics. But today, today, the chicken has come home to roost. Let's continue. Let's continue. He then said, Lord have mercy, he said, if you are the hope of Africa, prove it. I believe with all my heart that you are and you can. That was nice. I believe with all my heart that you are and you can. The question is, will you? My answer is, we have been waiting with our hands wide open. We told them these enemies are coming. Come to us. Let us work together. As the name Biafra goes, the name Biafra means come and stay. Come to us. You are welcome. Come and take succor. Come and live here. Come and wine and dine. Come and chill here. Come abode. Biafra means that. Bia means come. Fra means near. Come here. Come near. Come to us. Just like Jesus in the Bible said, come to me, all ye that are heavy laden, and I shall make you rest. That's who we are. We are children of God. We are children of God. One day when we have Biafra, I will take you to a land known as Akachukwu. You spoke about the Garden of Eden. I will show you a land, and your experience will blow your mind. Akachukwu, the place where the gods, they dwell. Akachukwu. One day, I hope when we have Biafra implemented, you'll be welcomed. And I will take you around and show you things that will marvel you. In your Bible, it says, a place where there is milk and honey. Where milk and honey floweth, wine floweth. I will take you to a land where just by tapping the trees, you will drink palm wine. In the morning time, the alcohol level is low for those who cannot drink or take in much alcohol. And for those who love alcohol, you know, the hardcore drinkers. You leave your palm wine till the noon, and automatically the alcohol contents increases. I will take you to a land where there is a milk and honey, where it floweth, and you'll be bamboozled. You will now understand why Britain has said these people must never be free, because they know what Biafrans will do to Africa once we get our freedom. We shall open the eyes of Africa. They will understand that all this while they were naked. They will rise up, like in the Bible where it says, dead bones shall rise again. We are the only ones that can do it. To Mike Arnold, it is only the Biafrans that can do it in Africa. Britain knows this. That's why they planted the seed of discord. They came to us in the night saying, hey, guess what? You are very good guys, you know, you need to come down to the UK. The best of you need to come down to learn public administration, because you'll be the one, you know, to work in the government and the civil service. You are very, very good. So learn the English language, learn the Queen's English, and the best of you will be flown down to the UK. While the rest of you, you keep on learning and doing what you're doing to be in the civil servant or in the civil service. Unknown to us, that in the north, oh my God, I don't want to preach. In the north, there was a massive recruitment of people going into the military. We never saw it coming. While they were domesticating us in the south, they were making those in the north to be battle ready for what was next to come. Oh God, have mercy, Lord, have mercy, Lord, have mercy. And luckily, some of the Biafrans who their parents were doing trade in the north, people like Ojukwu and the rest of them. Kaduna Nziogo, he was born in the north. So by virtue of luck, when they saw the children of the northerners queuing up in droves, registering to join the armed forces, they only just wanted to see what their friends were doing, and by virtue, they also joined the military. By chance. That's why you will see that some Easterners that joined the military, they did that from the north. Ojukwu had his own training in the north as well. In fact, they are very fluent in Hausa and the rest of them. Go and do your research. Some of them didn't know why they were registering. They just saw the Hausas queuing up, joining the military. So the Igbos who were there, their kids also joined their friends to join the military. Not knowing that Britain has already planted the seed of discord and told them they were born to rule, and the rest of them was history. So while we run the economy, being the technocrats, the analysts running the economy, they were carrying the arms because they know, Britain knew, whoever carries the arms have the power. That lecture will be for another day. That lecture will be for another day. Let's wrap this one up. Let's wrap this one up. Listen. Take it back. Listen. Let's take it back. He said, if you are the hope of Africa, prove it. I believe with all my heart that you are and you can. The question is, will you? The question is, will you? He then said, do you believe that in Christ there is no Jew or Greek, Igbo or Yoruba or Hausas? If so, then act like it. Oh my God, Alexa. What is this guy, Mike Arnold? Why are you saying this? We believed in their one Nigeria. We believed the lie they told to us about one Nigeria. Hence, we the Biafrans, we went through and through all across Nigeria. The same way in your Bible said, Jesus Christ went through and through the world doing good. We went through and through Nigeria, opening businesses, living amongst them, providing services. That's why the Biafrans were everywhere in Nigeria. We believed in one Nigeria. We believed. And we moved around. Not knowing they lied to us, they remained in their region. Every other tribe, they remained in their region because they didn't believe in one Nigeria. But we, the Biafrans, who were busy, we moved to the north. We moved to the land of the Yorubas, doing businesses, bringing value. We went to the Middle East. We went through and through Nigeria. The dream of one Nigeria, despite the war that took 7 million lives. They told us no victor, no vanquish. No winner, no loser, we are one. One Nigeria. That was the mantra, that was the slogan. So we believed in them. And we went about seeing everyone as our brothers and sisters. We married. We ate their food. Spoke their language. Believed in their gods to an extent. We never knew that was a plan, a ploy, a gimmick, a game to cajole us into that false presence and that false hope of comfortability and acceptability in Nigeria. So when you say these things, we have done it. We are the only tribe or people in Nigeria that believed in one Nigeria. The other tribes, they hate on us with a passion. I repeat. The other tribes, they hate on we, the Biafrans. More specific, the Igbos with a passion. I'm saying this with all authority. Before man and God, I'm saying this. That the other tribes in Nigeria, they hate on we, the Biafrans, with a passion. They know this. So when you are saying here, do you believe in Christ? That there is no Jew, Greek, Igbo, or Yoruba, or Hausa? If so, then act like it. We have done it. A people that went around the whole country doing business, marrying their women, marrying their husbands, speaking their language, worshiping with them, worshiping their gods. How else can we prove it? How else can we act like it? Doing businesses, opening major businesses, investments, real estate, all across Nigeria, we are there. But Mike Arnold, today I will give you an assignment. I would say, name me just 10 people from each tribe that has over 10 billion naira investment in Biafra land. That's even too much. Name me just 5 people. Start doing your research. You can use Grok, you can use ChatGPT. Do your research. Which other tribes have over 10 billion naira investment in Biafra land? Just 10 names. You won't find any. So while we went around Nigeria saying, okay, there is no Igbo, no Hausa, no Yoruba, we are all one. One Nigeria, no victor, no vanquish. Despite they killed 7 million of us, we said, okay, we believe in you now. We believe in your one Nigeria. You have killed us enough to prove that you believe in one Nigeria. If you're willing to kill 7 million to keep us in Nigeria, it means you believe and you love this thing called Nigeria. So we believe them. Despite the trauma, we believed them. And we went through and through, doing good. Opening up shops, businesses, real estates, investments, hospitals, schools. You name it. All across Nigeria, we did this. But today, I am giving you an assignment. And I hope at the end of your answers, you will have to eat your words. In this your statement, where you said, do you believe that in Jesus, there is no Jew or Greek, Igbo or Yoruba or Hausa? If so, then act like it. Today, I'm giving you an assignment. I have proven to you that we the Biafrans, we have followed exactly what you are prescribing in your words. We have done exactly that. Today I'm telling you, give me just 10 names of Yorubas who have done the same in Biafra land. Give me 10 names of the Hausas who have done the same in Biafra land. Give me 5 names, 5, just 5, from those from the Middle Belt who has done the same in Biafra land. If you have these answers, I swear to God and man, I will stop fighting for Biafra and I will join your so-called quest for a one Nigeria. All I need are just 10 names from the land of the Yorubas. 10 people, just 10 people who have spent over 10 billion in investment in Biafra land. Just 10 people, I'm saying. Think about that. I hope you will ponder on these words I've said, Mike Arnold, and it will help you to understand what we, the Biafrans, are going through in Nigeria. It will make you to understand what we, the Biafrans, are actually going through in Nigeria. We have loved them for far too long, and they've not shown the same love back. We never knew that the war has never ended. Go and ask the best journalist in Nigeria. His name is Rufai Oseni. He said it live on TV that the war, the Biafran war, has never ended. We were lied to when they said no victor, no vanquish. Because they had a wind that America was about to step in and support Biafra. But then there was no telegraph and the rest of them. We didn't have those information at hand. But Britain had a wind of it. And quickly, they told Nigeria the plans of the President of America. Hey, they're about to step in now. The same way Trump is doing what he's doing. In the 11th hour of the Biafran war, America was about to step in to support children of God. But unfortunately, we didn't have that information on time. And when Britain told Nigeria what to do towards us, they quickly came with the mantra, no victor, no vanquish. They hastened the peace deal. We never knew why. It happened so swiftly. Next thing, they were calling our leaders down to discuss in Nigeria, and the rest was history. The rest was history. According to Philip Ifyong said, it was a very swift one. They called him, told him the plane was ready to pick him up ASAP, for him to come down to Lagos and let them have that discussion as they were ready to play ball. You are my brother, they said. We are all brothers in God. And they quickly gave him the terms. We will come with a slogan. No victor, no vanquish. No winner, no loser. Nobody won. Nobody lost in this war. But come over, let's work together. It's fine. And we shall also promise you the 3R. Reconstruction, rehabilitation, and the other R. Unfortunately, those were lies from the pit of hell. They came with a fraud. The first 419 was done by the Nigerian government. We all know who the finance minister was back then, who came with the concept. He said, hey, let's come with an advance fee payment. Let's tell them that, yes, we know you might be a millionaire or a billionaire in your currency. Don't worry, don't worry. For now, everybody gets 20 pounds. So if you have £1 million or a million Biafran currency, don't worry. We shall pay you back later, a deferred payment. But for now, we want to give everybody 20 pounds. So those with 10,000 got 20 pounds. Those with 100,000 got 20 pounds. Those with 10,500 got 20 pounds. Those with 1 million got 20 pounds. That was a fraud. It's called an advance fee fraud or an advance payment fraud. With the hopes that later down the line, you'll be given, there'll be like a balance to pay up the exact payments you were being owed by the Nigerian government. But till this day, we are still being owed what I would call a reparation. My father was in his millions back then. He had his real estates. Over 10 real estates. Lost, and they called it the abandoned property. All the money he had in his savings, gone. He was given 20 pounds. I've told you guys the story. I won't repeat it here anymore. Let's wrap it up. He then said, rise right, reach out, band together, lead, be the adults in the room, destroy this evil together, win the struggle together, then decide your boundaries in peace. That is the way. If you don't want my heart, don't bother commenting. Oh, if you don't know my heart, don't bother commenting. If you do, you know what I speak is true. And for your benefit, rise together. I love the ending. That makes me blush. Let's take it back. Let's take it back. You guys might have missed it. I said, rise right, reach out, band together, lead, be the adult in the room, destroy the evil together, win the struggle together, then decide your boundaries in peace. Wow. I love that. That is the way. If you don't know my heart, don't bother commenting. But if you do, you know what I speak is true, and for you and for your benefit. Rise together. The earth shaker, earthquaker, undertaker, the breaker, funkadelic ram sayer. I bring thunder, rain, hail like thunder, like who never ever. I rain like bad weather. You're the earth shaker, the rum shaker. Let's leave it there. My people, you've heard from him. You know, he spoke very well. The fact is, I would like him to do some more research, because everything he has demanded of us, we have done. Everything he has demanded from us, we the Biafrans, we have done. Perhaps it is time for you to start asking yourself, how come those from the Middle Belt, they refuse to yield to the gospel of Nnamdi Kanu? How come those from the West, the Yorubas, up to the 11th hour, they refuse to yield to the gospel of Nnamdi Kanu? If they had done so, by now they were prepared to defend their land, and we could have done it on the same front. Biafrans, protect your boundaries. Middle Belt, protect your boundaries. And the Yorubas do the same. But unfortunately, when we told them the plans of the Fulani Caliphate, they called us a liar. They called our leaders a liar. They changed the name Biafra to Biafrod. Do your research, Mike Arnold. In 2012, we told them they were coming. They said, no, nobody is coming. Nigeria is peaceful. That we are the problems. They changed our name, Biafra, to Biafrod. It means we are fraudulent. Nobody is coming. Nigeria is peaceful. We are trying to do what we are doing just to make some money. And all that stuff. So we told them they are coming. It means come together. Let us work together and defend our land. They said nobody was coming. They went to tell the Nigerian government. And guess what? Nigerian government sent in their military to Biafra land, because they knew that we knew their secrets. Way back from 1987. I'll take it back to memory lane. 1987, where a particular man, IBB, the one they call Maradona, Ibrahim Badamasi, when he took Nigeria, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, IBB, he went to register Nigeria in the OIC. OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation. The real name is Organization of Islamic Countries. I'm tired of repeating these things. Are you guys deaf, dumb, and blind? The other tribes, they know we are saying the truth. We have told them from the beginning. When he did that, his vice, the one they call Ukiwe. I mean, my intention is not to teach. But to be more precise, in the year 1986, Ukiwe, Ebitu Ukiwe, that was his name. Oko Ebitu Ukiwe, he was the chief of general staff of Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. When Nigeria was registered to OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperations, Ukiwe, a Biafran by birth. Mike Arnold, let me give this history. You may not know about this. You are saying we are not reaching out. This man, he reached out and told the whole Nigerians, this is not right. Nigeria is a secular country. Why will you register us to an Islamic cooperation? Because he knew the meaning. We the Biafrans, we are outspoken. We are not yes men. That's who we are. That's why they hate us. We are not yes men. We call a spade a spade. Biafrans don't know how to tell lies. The good ones amongst us, we don't know how to tell lies. So in the year 1986, Ukiwe called on his boss and asked him, sir, why did you register Nigeria into the OIC? My hands are tied because right now, you know, the Catholic people are calling me, the something church in Nigeria, they're calling me, they are confused. Sir, what's going on? It's unfair because we're a secular country. The agenda of OIC during that time is to Islamize, the whole countries. So they are telling me this is a problem. They cannot take this. So I've come to you, sir. Can we change this thing? Babangida was so angry because Babangida's intention was to kick in the motion to Islamize Nigeria way back in the 80s. And for the fact that Ukiwe had the confidence to speak to him about that issue, he was retired immediately. Some said he was removed. Some said he was sacked. This happened in 1986, to be more precise. And the rigmarole went on to 1987. Somebody else was quick. Somebody else was quick to take over his role. So this problem you're talking about, a Biafran man almost solved the problem. The Islamization of Nigeria way back in 86, a Biafran man in the name of Ukiwe almost solved that problem. He almost solved the problem, but unfortunately, he was sacked immediately for speaking out. That was how they treated us. They wanted us to be yes men, but we are not yes men by nature. So when Oko Ebitu, that's his name, Ukiwe said, sir, please, there is a problem. The Christian Association of Nigeria, they are worried by you signing Nigeria to becoming a member of the OIC. They are worried. They are sending them, they've sent a 10-man, a committee of pastors back then, priests and the rest of them came to see him and they complained. And he took their complaint to IBB, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. He took their complaints to him and told him face to face, please, sir, there is a problem. The Christians are not happy about this. OIC, the agenda is to Islamize Nigeria. That's the goal of the OIC. And you know we are a secular country here in Nigeria. So this might create some tension from the Christian world for just speaking out. He was sacked. So to Mr. Mike Arnold, we could have solved this problem way back in 1986. We, the Biafrans, we spoke out and were sacked. And slowly we lost the position of power in Nigeria because they knew these people are too wise. These people, they know the agenda of the caliphate. And after he was sacked, I believe it was Ikomo, or what's his name again? Augustus Ikomo that took over. For just speaking the truth, you lost your position. And the other guy became like a lame duck. He was obedient to IBB. Ikomo was obedient to IBB. He stayed in power until Babangida left as the military ruler of Nigeria. So when you say these things about we the Biafrans, it's untrue. We are the ones that have spoken out. We have been an advocate for Nigeria. Even during the time of when they had, Ojukwu and Jack, the Kubugo one, when they went to Ghana, Aburi Accord, the same thing. At the end of the meeting, he said, okay, I'm happy you are saying that your military will now leave the Biafran land, the eastern region, back to the north. That sounds good. And all the, the eastern region military will come back to the eastern region. That's very good. But please, what about the Yorubas? I know they are not here in this meeting. Why don't you allow them to also govern themselves by allowing their military to move back to Yoruba land? So that way, there is uniformity. Those who are there to guard you, they can speak your language. Then you can build with them. There will be a high level of trust because the military looks like you. You look like them. They speak your language. Let's do it for them as well. And with a very firm voice, Yakubu Gowon told Ojukwu, please mind your business. The northern military will remain in the western region. They are not mature enough to govern themselves. So we shall remain there. So, well, but it's unfair because, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. He said, no, please, don't discuss it. I've given you your own Eastern region military. They can go and stay in the Eastern region. That's fine. But please, for the Yorubas, for the Western region, the Northern military will remain there. So we have been there. We've been advocates to the other tribes. So please, your statement that separate Biafra now with a stop sign, that was a slap on the face. But I believe, as you call yourself the earth shaker, you are probably trying to stir up a conversation. I can see, because sometimes when things like this happen, people are trying to stir up a conversation in a positive light. So I hope you will get this video. My people, please share this video to Mike Arnold on Twitter. Give it to him on Twitter. Let him see my own analysis, from my own perspective. And I hope going forward he will understand that we, the Biafrans, we are not the problem. We are the problem solver. We've been the town crier. We've been the ones at the mountaintop. We have seen the enemy coming, and we told them, there is fire on the mountain. The enemies are coming. They are coming. They are coming. They are coming. That was the gospel of Nnamdi Kanu. That was the gospel of Nnamdi Kanu. They are coming. They are coming. They are coming. They refuse to listen to him. But today, the enemies have come. So why blame us? Mike Arnold, why blame us? We have done our job. We told them the enemies were coming to Islamize them. They didn't listen. They called us the problem. They called us Biafra. They said we're the problem. We're the ones causing problem in Nigeria. But today it is clear. We were the problem solvers. We won them. We won those in the Middle Belt, even though they came to kill us during the Biafran War. But I ain't going there. I ain't going there. All I'm saying is, all what you suggested in your write-up, we have done it. Let the other tribe change. And for the first time, start to listen to us when we speak. Because way back since 1960, we saw this thing happening. 67, we told them it was happening. They refused to hear. We even went to a war. Because they were deaf, and blind. We chose to leave. If there is danger coming and you're telling your friend there is danger coming and they refuse to leave. If your friends refuse to leave, you have seen the danger, you told them there is danger coming and they refuse. Will you stay there? No, you will leave now. You will leave because they refuse to leave. You will have to leave them to safety. And we leaving doesn't mean we are breaking up something that was done by us. It was Britain that created Nigeria. So we are leaving to go back to the way we were before the coming of Britain. We are going back to the way we were before the coming of Britain to Africa, to enslave us, and when they returned, to colonize us. I rest my case. Grand opening, grand closing. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear. No more talk.
I am thankful and grateful and honored to be here today, but I'm also heartbroken that we have to be here today. The fact that we live in a world that's so fallen, that's so selfish and so sociopathic that we have to have a rally to get them to pay attention to a Holocaust breaks my heart. The fact that the agents of a genocidal regime are able to walk these halls of this capital and spread their lies and deception and spin, that we have to travel here to counter their false narratives. It breaks my heart. And the fact that the body of Christ today is so divided, it's so desensitized that when one hand is being mangled, the other hand is just reaching for more of what this world has to offer. That breaks my heart. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way, but it is that way. And the question is, why? How? And what can we do about it? We need to understand, and we need to make the people in that building understand, that Nigeria, in its very essence, its very DNA, has genocide baked into it. Nigeria, in its very essence, has genocide baked into that. Now, it's just manifesting again. It's not the first time. Now, how can that be? And this is not rhetoric. This isn't over the top, is it? Nigeria's DNA has genocide in it. Let me walk you through that. First of all, radical Islam is an ideology of genocide by very definition, its very own teachings, its very own methodology. Genocide is the intentional effort to wipe out a people group. Radical Islam only exists and only expands when it wipes out anybody that doesn't believe the way they do. They believe it glorifies their God when they conduct genocide. It is the essence of radical Islam is genocide. Am I wrong? No. Nigeria, its founding fathers, decades after the founding fathers of the United States pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor to establishing a nation to be a shining city on a hill, a beacon of light for the world. We've had our issues, but you can't imagine a world without America. You can't. Thank God for that. Decades after our founding fathers did that, the founding fathers of the modern ruling regime of Nigeria were waging a genocidal jihad. The northern political regime was founded on jihad and genocide, decades after our founding fathers. We also have to understand the type of colonialism that was implemented in Nigeria. It was not set up to expand the goodness of Great Britain. It was set up to be a point of extraction, period. It was set up to be a point of extraction. And it was through the genocidal regime that the British sought to control Nigeria. They co-opted and sat on top of the genocidal regime. They didn't clean it up. They didn't want to. They used it for their purposes. And when they set up the modern nation that we call Nigeria, which they drew on a map, it was set up for the purpose of extraction and to keep the nation down. They don't want to buy finished products from a developing nation. They want to buy raw materials from an undeveloped one. And they set it up to fail. That's just a fact. So the modern nation of Nigeria was built on the power base of a genocidal jihad regime. And it wasn't that long ago. There are people here today who were alive when this was established. Am I right? Yes. So it's not a surprise that there's genocide taking place in Nigeria. It's just following the template that was set up. It's inevitable that there's genocide taking place in Nigeria when the world looks away, when the body of Christ is seeking itself and its best life now. Genocide is inevitable, and we're just seeing it happen again. Thank God people are paying attention now. It's not unique. In fact, genocide and jihad are happening all over the world. What's unique is Nigeria. Nigeria is an incredible place. First of all, people here don't realize it's a giant. The 6th largest population on earth, the largest black country on earth. Almost a quarter of the population of the continent of Africa live in Nigeria. And it's one of the top 5 oil producing and exporting nations on earth. It's got over $1 trillion in resources. Nigeria is a giant. And it's a prize. The jihadists want to take that prize.